Good evening and welcome to Sunset News on this Thursday evening. As always, we bring you news, community stories, economics, weather and sports. I am Aina Kweyom. In the news tonight, Omar van Rienen articulates the LGBTQI+ community's position on its rights under Namibia's constitutional democracy and the rise in hate speech and incitement of violence towards members of this community. Have a look.
Forefront of tearing this house down must be held accountable. President Gaiko, you are our president. You are our leader. You are the leader of a party claiming to be stewards of liberation. The queer community is still chained to the shackles of an apartheid-era Sodom law, which greenlights permissible discrimination. We need our president, now more than ever, to pull the Namibian House together, to hold his party to account. True leaders stand on the side of justice and equality, even when it's not popular. President Gaiko, your silence is deafening. We need our president to pull the Namibian House together to protect your fellow Namibians from violence of religious and state-sanctioned homophobia. On 30 to 31 May, Tulinam held a conference that brought together church leaders, parents, community activists under the theme, The Church and LGBTQ Persons, What Would Jesus Do? They stated in their press statement that there is a climate of animosity and threats of violence directed against LGBTQ persons from leading clergy and politicians. This dangerous rhetoric, the church cannot under any circumstance promote violence against its members. And queer people are Christians too. The LGBTQ community, they state in this press statement, written by parents and church leaders, are loved by God, regardless of their sexual orientation. They are full members of the body of Christ. They call on the church and Christians to work to end LGBTQ discrimination. They reminded the Namibian House that Jesus so loved mankind, he gave his life for all of us. The Methodist Church of Southern Africa, the Namibian district, released a press statement stating that in its 2001 conference, they adopted the legal rights of LGBTQ Methodists and a principle that seeks a community of love rather than rejection, and that any form of victimization against the LGBTQ community should be condemned.
Deputy Minister of Information, Communication and Technology, Emma Tiafeles, opened the consultative meeting earlier today on building digital skills in Namibia in collaboration with the Estonia E-Governance Academy. Tiafeles confirmed the government's commitment to providing relevant legislative and regulatory frameworks that adapt to the ever-changing technological landscape. The meeting aims to foster discussions on enhancing digital literacy and brought together experts and stakeholders to identify strategies for equipping Namibians with the necessary skills to thrive in the digital area, ensuring active participation in the nation's digital transformation. Let's have a look.
In this room will be the accelerating effort to ensure that we have digital skills and digital literacy in this country. And that is why we are all convened here today, for all of us to work this journey with us as a government, but more importantly, to do so with vigor and with the ability to change the status quo in our country. It is my hope that you're all aware that this platform has been created for you as our development partners to engage government on issues that are pertinent and critical to the development of ICT sector, which in this era has the potential to unlock endless socio-economic opportunities, particularly for young people. Allow me to assure you that government remains committed to providing legislative and regulatory frameworks that are relevant and responsive to the ever-changing technological landscape. To be certain of this, you will be updated on the progress made thus far during the various ministries' presentations. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, it is my strongest conviction that your deliberations today will yield well-desired results and map the way forward of our digital skills landscape in this country. I also recommend that you advise government, where necessary, where improvements are required in the ICT sector, please do not hold back, because your wins are our wins. And lastly, I thank you for your kind attention and for your fruitful deliberations that you'll have today.
The Namibian Union of Financial Institutions is demonstrating against Nedbank Namibia. According to the bank CEO Martha Murorwa, the unrest stems from the breakdown of a temporary agreement with Nafinu and the union's demand that Nedbank increases their annual rises from 2023 from 7% to 10%. Murorwa stated that inflation, according to the latest figure, stands at 6.1%. Three members of the Nedbank's Executive Council, Gernot de Klerk, Nedbank's Head of Marketing and Communication, J.G. van Graan, Nedbank's Chief Financial Officer, and Victor Ashikoto, Nedbank's Chief Operational Officer, received the group of protesters' petition. Murorwa excused herself to attend to other obligations. Have a look.
Obviously, we don't take your presence for granted. In the light of the recent actions by Nafino, and I thought it appropriate and prudent to convey the set of facts from our perspective, acknowledging that there seems to be a certain level of conjecture that does not portray the true facts from a Nedbank Namibia perspective. Firstly, Nedbank Namibia reiterates its commitment to recognizing our employees, their rights of freedom of association, and the most important one, the trade union representation, the interests of its members, and obviously including the rights to consult, represent, and negotiate on behalf of its members. Colleagues, the rights and welfare of Nedbank employees is paramount in every facet of what we stand for as good corporate citizens. To this end, both Nedbank and any union have a duty to effectively communicate and disseminate information to employees to make informed decisions.
Sister Namibia, alongside Equal Namibia and other members of civil society, says that the Supreme Court ruling of May the 16th should have been a day of celebration. However, it exposed state-sanctioned homophobia. Have a look.
Of a critical moment in our nation's history. The recent landmark judgment delivered by the Supreme Court of Namibia on 16 May 2023, recognizing same-sex marriages concluded in foreign jurisdictions, should have been a cause for celebration and a reaffirmation of our principles of equality and freedom that our liberators fought very hard for. Instead, it exposed a disturbing reality in Namibia for every queer individual. For far too long, the LGBTQI in Namibia has faced tremendous hardship, discrimination, and persecution. The Ministry of Home Affairs' unconstitutional misrepresentation of the law has perpetuated state-sanctioned homophobia, trampling on the fundamental rights and freedoms of our fellow Namibians. But today, we are standing here united against that injustice. Our journey towards equality has been a bumpy one, filled with many challenges and setbacks. As a born free nation, we should be striving to heal from our scars instead of creating more. We should be dismantling the remnants of apartheid-era laws instead of bringing them back. We should not perpetuate discrimination. Unfortunately, the reality is that the LGBTQI community continues to face this lived reality. continues to face discrimination, continue being scapegoated by our elected representatives. In the aftermath of this
In our Story of the Day segment, Namibian Police Inspector General Joseph Shikongo spoke earlier today at a stakeholders engagement meeting. We'll be right back after the break.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
Namibian Police Inspector General Joseph Shikongo spoke today at the stakeholders engagement meeting between the police and farmers union. Discussions will, amongst others, focus on the increasing cases of stock theft. Have a look.
As you might recall, the last meeting we held took place on the 23rd of February 2023 here at the police station headquarters, whereby several issues regarding crime and security of the farmers were discussed. I am therefore not quite too sure if all the resolutions that we adopted in that meeting were all implemented. Hence, this meeting will provide an opportunity for us to review and also renew our commitments from our February meeting. I must stress that it is only through commitment to the programs and resolutions that we set ourselves we will be able to succeed in combating crimes that affect the agriculture industry. Allow me, therefore, to express my word of our gratitude and appreciation to each and every stakeholders who have continued to make positive strides towards crime combating efforts, for the continuous support rendered to the Namibian police over the years. As you know, the Namibian police cannot be able to carry out its duty successfully without the support from stakeholders. And among the very important stakeholders are the members of the agricultural unions.
We will be returning shortly with the Community Talk segment. We are so excited to be kickstarting your morning with entertainment. Everything was happening during this past weekend.
Yes.
Exciting news.
Wow, no, she was killing it already.
In my opinion, I don't see anything wrong with him serving the full term.
As well as keeping you informed on the issues that you need to know happening in and around our country. The Namibia Statistic Agency released mass recruitments of over 13,000 census field staff yesterday. According to Alex Shimwefeni, the Statistician General on the NSA, the census is scheduled to start on the 18th of September to the 3rd of November. However, the NSA will be sourcing private vehicles from individuals during the census period. A total of 2,837 vehicles will be required. The public is required to apply via NSA website for all positions. Shimwefeni further encouraged the public to be aware of scammers throughout the census process. Have a look.
The NSA successfully recruited already 14 regional human resources officers who have since started with their duties at NSA from around the 24th of April this year. The advertisement for 38 office-based census positions, such as the statisticians, application programmers, junior legal advisors, administrative assistants, system administrators, web developers, publicity officers, payroll administrators, and so on, to complement the NSA staff in carrying out the census activities, has been concluded as the closing date was already 16 May 2023. The whole list of those positions will also be shared with you. The office is currently finalizing the recruitment process for these positions, for these 38 positions, and soon we'll be able to contact the candidates who are successful to join the census. The NSA recognizes that accurate and reliable data is the foundation of informed decision-making. Therefore, we encourage all eligible individuals who are passionate about serving their nation to be part of this historic national project. These advertised recruitments, which will close on 19 June for the census IT positions, and then 30 June for the census data collection positions, provides detailed information on how interested individuals can apply and contribute to this momentous undertaking. The nation should take note that the application process will take place through our website and no other links that are there. There are no other links, so we must be cautious of the scammers also. It's only through the NSA, and this will be for recruitment of the census staff. The census training will take place in 4 phases, namely the master training between the 24th of July to the 4th of August, 2023. Then we have the training of trainers, number 1 and number 2, or level 1 and level 2, from the 7th of August to the 1st of September, 2023. And enumerators training, those are the masses now, about 13,000 people, who will take place from the 8th of September to the 16th of September. I would further like to inform the nation that the NSA will be sourcing transport services from private individuals for the census period. And how it's going to work is that we are going to ask individuals to bring their vehicles, and then they'll have the option to drive themselves or to assign their own drivers, just to make sure also that they are the ones, they know their vehicles, they know how to drive their vehicles. And also the risk of maintaining or looking after the car, it's actually within their hands. They will be able to do that. It's their own vehicles, they do it on a daily basis. We are going to acquire 2,837 vehicles countrywide on a constituency basis, meaning that we want people from a constituency to be the ones who are supplying these vehicles for various reasons. Reasons such as that they know the constituencies, they know the areas, access points, the routes to be taken. They are known also by the households which they are going to visit. And it's the same with the enumerators. We are also going to appoint from their constituencies. And also this is a way also of making sure that people with criminal intent will not have their way through.
Let's get into our economic news for tonight. The African Continental Free Trade Agreement, which Namibia signed and ratified on the 2nd of July 2018 and on the 1st of February 2019 respectively, could promote the dumping of goods in the local market. However, Namibia can suggest measures for protection. According to the AFCFTA National Implementation Strategy, trade Trade liberalization entails the removal of tariff and non-tariff barriers to trade. This reduces the cost of trade with the potential to enhance trade. However, trade liberalization also removes protection from some import competing domestic industries, particularly if they are not competitive. Let's have a look at our economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades at 24 Namibian dollars 11 cents to the British pound, 20 Namibian dollars 71 cents to the euro, 19 Namibian dollars 21 cents to the US, and 2 Namibian dollars 7 cents buys yuan Chinese yuan. Gold and copper are up respectively with 1.06%, that is for gold, and 0.50% for copper. Brent crude oil is down by negative 1.68%, as well as platinum by. All right, we will be right back shortly after the break with the international news.
To another exciting episode of Oneuptwo. Jou is die weer en vertel ook vir julle waar die vis julle monster kan byt.
In international news tonight, Britain is still seeking to establish what exactly caused the appalling destruction of the Oneuptwo Dam on the front line between Russia and Ukraine forces. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said during a visit to the United States. The major Soviet-era dam in the Russian-controlled part of southern Ukraine was breached on Tuesday, unleashing floodwaters across the war zone in what both Ukraine and Russia said was an intentional attack by other forces. Let's have a look.
So we're still establishing definitively the cause of the attack on the dam in Ukraine, but I want people to know that we're playing our part to support the Ukrainians in their response. We've provided resources to the United Nations and the Red Cross in advance, anticipating incidents like this. Those resources are now being moved into the region to help support those families affected. This is an appalling act, and hundreds of thousands of people are being affected by it. We'll continue to provide support for the Ukraine. We discussed this at the G7 just. I think the UK is well placed to take a leadership role in shaping the conversation about how we regulate AI so that we can enjoy its benefits, of which clearly there are many, but do so in a way that protects our countries and citizens and make sure it's used safely and securely. The UK's research-based companies, everything points to us having a leading role in this, and our ability to move quickly to put regulation in place is really important in an industry and technology that itself is changing very rapidly. I'll be discussing that with President Biden today. I'm delighted the US is supporting our summit, and I've also spoken to the companies involved about this when I convened them in Downing Street a few weeks ago. I think they're also keen to support the UK in helping to develop what needs to be a global architecture for regulation ultimately.
And the global regulator in the UK?
I think that we need to start the conversation about what the type of regulation we need is. The exact form that will take will be the type of topic that one would hope we can discuss. But it's important that we do put guardrails in place so we can enjoy the benefits of AI safely and securely. And as I said, the UK can play a leadership role on this. It's something I'm particularly interested in myself, and I think it will be to the benefit of our country.
Here are the weather predictions for tomorrow. Ochuarongo will have a will have 0 degrees, Hentis Bay as well as 0 degrees. Well, after the break, we return with the highlights from today's broadcast.
Hello and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show.
I am your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraika. In replay, Namibia, who had won the toss for the first time on this tour.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news, both on the WTA for women's and
Thank you very much for watching our show tonight. Here are the highlights from tonight's broadcast. Omar van Rienen articulates the LGBTQI+ community's position on its rights under Namibia's constitutional democracy and the rise in hate speech and incitement of violence towards members of this community. Deputy Minister of Information, Communication and Technology, Emma Theopheles, opened the consultative meeting earlier today on building digital skills in Namibia in collaboration with the Estonian e-Governance Academy. Special Olympics Namibia officially sent off its basketball, cycling, athletics and road running teams today. They will participate in the 2023 Special Olympics World Games in Berlin, taking place from the 17th to the 25th of June. And with that, we've come to the end of tonight's broadcast. Please do make sure you join Sunset News on Facebook on all NMH platforms on weekdays, as well as on our website, which is called Oneuptwo. Sunset News screens on DSTV channel 285 as well as GoTV channel 25 every weekday from 7:30 to 8 p.m. This has been Sunset News. I am Aina Koyo. Don't end your day without us. Good night.